kind of stuff.
Did the songs change after you exposed them?
Well, that's what we're gonna try. We're gonna see. I haven't checked. They definitely start growing bigger and faster and stronger. They get healthy, you know. But I'd like to know if they change their song, you know, when they get exposed to the crystal energy. So we all have singularity within us, right? In every one of our atoms. And then all the singularity in our atoms, they all make like a coherent pattern that we call our body, right? And it has different functions, like it's oscillating at different rhythms, right? So like you have the heartbeat, which is one rhythm, then you have the breathing, that's another rhythm, then you have the spinal cord fluids going up and down the spinal cord, that's another rhythm. And then you can think of like all of these rhythms as like coming into one rhythm, meaning that they all hold a certain frequency that together produce like the harmonic frequency of your existence. You can think of this as like a crystal oscillator in a radio set. Like your whole body, fundamental resonance frequency, and it's all different, right? It's like a radio set, like an antenna in a radio set oscillating, where the fluid dynamics is like the tuning of the crystal in the radio set, of the antenna, right? Because those dynamics change depending on your heart rhythm, on your breathing. And so you can control the antenna, you can control the radio set, you can control what you're picking up. And then you can actually amplify it by using these kind of technology, right? So like these are little kind of amplifiers for your fundamental frequency. And then together we can connect to the amplifier and then harmonize our resonance frequency to create a fundamental, right? Like a fundamental resonance, that's the combined energy or the combined frequency of all of us, right? And that becomes stronger. It's like synergetics, right? Synergetics is the sum of each part is more than is less than the addition of all the parts, right? Like all the parts actually sum up to something more than just the addition of all the parts. And so as we harmonize, as we can use this, so we used our own crystals, so they have some of our fundamental resonance energy in it, and then we bring them together, we snap them together like that, the geometry of space starts to, you know, structure around it, and then we become like, we go into resonance together, like in this, like, you know, entanglement, if you want, together. And as a result, we can have a larger impact on the morphogenetic field of the whole planet, right? So if we, there's a lot of crystals here, you know, there's a lot of energy actually on this table. And so we can use the whole table and our little relationship crystal here of us to like bring our energy together and make a difference. And it really does make a difference. When we did this in Egypt, let's just say that there was an agency a few days later that contacted us that said they picked up the pulse of what we did on their telemetry on satellite. So, you know, it really is doing it, right? So, it's a little chaotic in here, but we can make this bubble. Can you feel the bubble? Okay, and we can make this bubble of like where we just allow everything to like bring everything to like a stillness point in the middle of our crystal here, and that stillness point. So I'm gonna pick up the crystal. want to close our eyes and get into that place of quiet inside of us. Connecting with our breath, which is one of the frequencies. And our heart exchanging the oxygen with our breath, being in another frequency. Then as our heart distributes the blood through our body, all the way through our extremities, again, another frequency at the extremity of our fingers and toes. Feeling our whole body. And then as the blood interacts with the lymph system and the spinal cord fluids, then the frequency of that fluid moving into our brain, into our skull cavity and back, like a long wavelength, a fundamental. And then from our heart center, feeling the combination of all these different oscillations of our body as a fundamental. And then sending that fundamental to that crystal in my hand, coming out of your heart center to produce the collective field of all of our frequencies. And expanding our bubbles around us, this bubble that we just created around us, to grow into the Conscious Life EXPO venue, touching everything along the way, changing everything along the way. A larger and larger influence, touching every cell of every person in the hotel. Sending energy and support. Now we're going to voice this fundamental resonance frequency that we've created in our collective with 3 ohms. This, we sealed our intent of support and transformation for humanity within our circle and out into the world, around the world, and into the universe. Aho.